Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. And if you do a podcast and you don't use a blue microphone,
What's wrong with you, man? You slipping.
Now, over there in the doorway, look at him. He's stretching, he's ready to go. Yes! Polka dancing his way across the podcast studio. Nick Pollock's in the house.
Good evening, young gentlemen.
Yes! Welcome to the program.
And the young ladies out there.
Mm-hmm. The young ladies, the young gentlemen are all ready.
I have a feeling it's going to be a ladies' night type of episode.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
Well, last week you said it was going to be somebody's favorite song, and you were right. This week
It was somebody's favorite song?
I'm sure somebody somewhere. That was his prediction last week. So
it's
this
going to
week,
be the opposite.
yeah.
So we're gonna have something that. Well, no, I'm gonna stick by it.
Okay, ladies' night type of episode.
In some way, I have no idea. We're having ladies' night here.
Well, I look forward to that. We'll see what we come up with.
Oh, what a
Is that
a little cool in the game.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, what a night.
Okay, I gotcha. I thought you were singing Frankie Valli.
No, I'm listening to a lot of Frankie Avalon though.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got Back to the Beach.
Yep.
You bought the DVD.
Bought the DVD because of the Fishbone episode a couple weeks ago.
And have you watched it yet?
Not yet.
No.
I'm waiting for the weather to inspire me to watch it.
So you can get the projector out in the yard,
I'm hoping, yeah.
open the garage, and have all the neighborhood
Yeah.
dads stop by.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just going to project it onto the garage door.
Just on a loop.
People driving by, I'm going to overhear, is that Back to the Beach?
You know, if you could project Halloween ghosts, on your garage door every night of Halloween, why not do Back to the Beach every night of summer on your garage door?
Just as long as some sort of like ASCAP dues aren't going to be an issue.
Call the FBI.
I'll try. They won't do anything.
You've looked into it?
Yeah, I've called. They won't do anything. 2 Nicks left. Warming up his throat. Look at that guy. You want him. We got him.
I think we need a gunslinger, somebody tough to tame this town. I think we need a gunslinger, and there'll be justice all around.
Put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast
There he
medium.
is.
Chris L's in the house.
Whoever did the vocal on that's going to hurt themselves if they keep that up.
Oh, he's sitting right next to you giggling.
Anybody have a lozenge
Yeah. That was a rough one, huh?
or a whole roll of them?
Had something behind it on that vocal performance.
I think that was after he saw some kind of traffic violence. Inspired by whatever you see on your way home from work.
Every
Nick.
day?
Yeah.
Thankfully not.
Not directed at you, maybe. Oh. Well, here we are. We're ready. It's the first week of May. My goodness. What are we going to do? It's my turn to pick from the listener submission list.
Always a dicey proposition.
Hey, I believe the same thing as you.
Everybody needs to believe in something.
That's right.
God.
I believe I will pick a bad song. Every time it's my turn, I have a stomach ache all day because I know
It's ladies' night.
we're gonna careen into a canyon here.
It's
after a
it's
few good episodes.
It's ladies' night tonight.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, that's how you feel. Let's try our best to make that happen. Let's put it out there in the universe and see if that actually does anything, because we gonna need it. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Nick.
I don't even know why.
Pull the lever.
Yep.
Stand by. Let's go over to the Bozo Pewter.
And he's shaking his head ever so slightly.
He's already
There's a
pulled
smirk.
up some results, I see.
Yeah. I will be bushwhacking
Okay.
song selection number 1.
Move along to the next trick.
And for you keeping score at home, it was number 1288.
1288.
Let me punch up that year.
Let's see.
See what's going
Isn't it
on.
Renaissance? Is that too early for the Renaissance?
I have no
1288.
fucking clue.
I'm going to say that Renaissance started 1288. No.
It was a
can't.
leap year. So that's
They had that back
interesting.
then?
Yeah, apparently.
They had that all figured out, huh?
That fits in with Ladies' Night, the whole leap day thing. Asking a guy to marry him on leap day. I think that's a real thing. It's from a movie that I watched with my wife.
I don't have the slightest idea what's
Is it a
going on.
rom-com of some sort?
Of course.
Well, Nick, give it another pull.
Oh,
Please and thank
exhausted.
you. While I look this up, Chris, have you found any results on that year?
I do. I have some good ones.
Let's hear it.
There's 2 of them here. It says it's looking like it's the Middle Ages would be the classification for
Okay.
this year. February 22nd, Girolamo Moschi is elected Pope Nicholas IV.
Okay.
A lot of Pope content
Go with that.
recently.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't know, that begs further investigation. April 24th, Jews of Troyes, France, are accused of ritual murder. That's it. Just leaves it at that. So
Okay. Ritual murder.
yeah,
Accused.
it's
so
accused, not indicted, not charged. Apparently,
Just accused,
Just
and then there's no
accused.
follow-up.
yeah,
That's
that's
nice.
it.
Not even by necessarily a credible source.
Some
Could have been a guy.
some finger pointing, and that's it.
Just some guy.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to me.
Oh, not good, huh?
Number 7. Oops, sorry. 1773.
Well,
Not
Tensions.
good. Or
No, I'm going to bushwick this too. It's horse shit. I get bad luck. I don't get it. Oops, wrong one.
Move along
Well.
to the next trick.
if what was discussed before we recorded is what's going on, I hope the next one is the worst. Is
The
worse
worst of
than the
the
other
three?
two.
Yeah.
So I got more on this Pope situation. So let's go back to 1288.
Nicholas the Fourth.
Yes. Succeeded Pope Honorius IV
Honorius.
as the 191st Pope in the year 1288. It sounds like a lot of damn popes to me. I'm not going to do the math again, but I don't know. Those numbers surprise me with like how many pertaining to the year. So I don't know. Just thought I'd bring that up. And just it's shocking to me.
I want to say there was one of the Pope Honoriuses was fairly notorious in his personal life. Don't know if it's that one or not.
What was he doing?
No, I
Pulling his wiener out?
think so.
Snatching.
There were stories of. I want to say it's one of the Honoriuses, but I don't remember. Don't quote me on that.
You don't want to believe it!
Well, up to that point, there were only 3 other Honoriuses because he was Honorius IV, apparently. So it kind of narrows it down a bit.
Yeah. Hate to be confused. If you're Honorius 3, you'd hate to be confused for Honorius 4, right?
Just
Well,
in-
you know,
if
depends.
Hey,
it is.
no.
Yeah.
I'm the 3,
Yeah,
not the 4.
no, you got the wrong guy,
You
man.
gotta learn your Roman numerals.
I think they. I want to say it was the Pope John's. They actually, I think it was accidentally skipped a Roman numeral.
How does that happen?
Went from like 19 to 21 or
Is it
something.
just a bookkeeping error, or what is
know.
this? Yeah. How does that happen?
Should we check the book? No, I got it.
Clerical error back then? Somebody not paying attention?
All right, well,
Did that Pope John decide to go as Pope Toilet? I mean, I'm just going down the list of speculation. Just astonishing that could happen.
all right, Nick. One more poll, please. All right. 1538.
Another, I'm going to pull up that year.
That's got to be Renaissance at that point.
1538, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Renaissance or
Some good stuff here.
Enlightenment or something like that.
Man, I didn't pay attention in school.
Yeah, who can differentiate that just on hearing the year? If you can, maybe consider seeing a woman naked at some point and doing something else with your life. Anyway, any interests in the song, Andy?
Yes, we're going to go
Yes?
forward with
Oh.
song 3.
All right.
Okay, I'm excited yet disappointed.
Yeah, because we talked about if we didn't get a good one, we might go with something else.
Something reckless was maybe going to happen.
We're gonna save it for another time. But this one's on here 4 times.
Okay.
That could be among the most of any song on here. I'm not positive. I think I looked it up one time. I can't remember
Okay.
anything. But 4 times for this song. So
Yeah, we've been burned before,
yeah,
but it's a good reason to
I think this has to
give the
happen.
song a good turn.
This needs to happen.
Okay.
But Chris, do you want to give
Yeah,
us?
this is the most notable thing. Well, there's a couple of disasters occurred
my goodness.
in China. I'll pick one of them. In China, a tsunami floods over the seawall in Haiyan County of the Zhejiang province, inundating fields with salt water, ruining many acres of crops. This drives up the price of foodstuffs, and many are forced to live off tree bark and weeds.
My goodness.
Is this happening now?
No.
I mean, it could be.
I
Sounds
mean, they're on lockdown in China.
Right.
Ask our buddy Jerry Kern for a report from the front lines. But
Tree bark
my goodness.
and weeds.
and weeds.
Whatever you got to do, right?
Yeah, when the cost of foodstuffs skyrockets, you have to come up with a plan B.
Yeah. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's go with our plan B.
All right, Hamel. This one's called
Asshole.
Oh
Off of
Asshole.
Oh no.
by the band.
Gene Simmons.
Okay, this is very good.
So it's on here.
People have been clamoring for this one for a
Really?
while. Oh yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this on
I remember this
social
song.
channels.
Do you guys
remember
do you guys remember how this one goes at all or no?
I don't remember how it goes, but I think I maybe heard it once in my life. But you know,
I want to say he didn't write this one either.
It's like we said, the album title as
Yeah.
well as the song.
I wanna
Looking
say
at
that
information
I'm
up.
gonna say
Yeah.
Pope Honorius wrote it. That's one of the reasons why he was disgraced for writing a song called "Asshole."
Well, I mean, Mozart pretty much did. So
That's true.
Well, but he wasn't the Pope.
it's true.
Held to a different standard when you're the Pope.
Yeah, this is not written by Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Who did write it?
Frank Albin Tostrup.
Frank L. Baum.
Sure. Who's that?
Isn't that the guy who wrote The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he wrote
This is from the original stage play, Cowardly Lion singing.
There was a 4th character in the original script.
You can,
You can imagine what he,
Well,
if he only had.
we'll accept on social media this week proposed drawings of that 4th Wizard of Oz character that would have had this song sung to him.
Let me.
I don't think we can give out a prize, but you'll entertain us.
So the song was submitted by Anthony Mesler,
Okay.
He said, "You guys rock." Thank you.
That's our dude.
Thank you, Anthony. Let me see who else we got. Ian T. Essich. Our buddy Ian says, "Rip this piece of shit apart."
Okay.
Dickie Poncho.
Oh my.
Jeez.
He
Haven't heard that name in a while.
He simply wrote insane lyrics.
We like that.
Yeah.
And then Jim Freilberger. What does he say? This song has the all-time worst Gene Simmons lyric line in both his solo and Kiss catalog.
My goodness.
Even worse than "I want to put my log in your fireplace."
See, I don't remember much other than the chorus, so I'm looking forward to that because I can't, in my head, I can't pinpoint what this horrible lyrical content is. So that'll be fun.
He also said this CD is a good coaster, minus the first track. Not even a fat Memphis pig can dig on this.
Now, I will say there are a couple of songs that I really like on this album. Black Tongue with Frank Zappa. The collaboration.
How they pull that off.
I guess he just had something that they collaborated on lying around and finished it. That's a pretty good song. I Dream 1,000 Dreams. Not a rocker, but a really good song. And I remember reading somewhere that he said that like Shania Twain was gonna do it. But it ended up on this album though.
Yeah.
So chalk that up to the whole Beatles ruse of the '78 album.
Ah, you're full of shit. Fuck you.
That's exactly it. Just lies pouring out of his mouth.
If she was going to do it, she would have done it.
Well,
he could have done
and
it too.
and it-
Both
Right,
people can do
exactly.
it.
But
Exactly.
I read that somewhere in an interview before this album, so I think nobody did it, and then he did it. That's
Yeah.
my guess.
Right. Because here's the thing. If someone says, "Hey, Gene Simmons, do you want to make some money by having Shania Twain do your song?" He's not going to say, "No, I'm going to save it for my solo album."
Yeah,
He would say, "Yeah, she
well,
should do it, and I'll do it too."
He said it from what I remember, it was very definitively, this is going to happen.
Well, and as we know, it didn't happen. So
And how about that album cover?
Yeah, I mean, this is in the exact wheelhouse of last week. I'm kind of glad we didn't get the Firestarter. I probably would have skipped it if we got Firestarter because it's basically the same video as Gold Cobra, but with Gene Simmons rolling his eyes in the back of his head in a suit.
I remember it being, pretty awful.
Yeah.
Not saying that the whole album's bad. He's got a lot of guest stars on the album. I'm looking at it right now. Like the whole Zappa family is on there.
but
All his kids.
There's a co-writing with Bob Dylan on here, Waiting for the Morning Light. How the fuck did that come
That
about?
I don't know that one. I can't remember it.
Yeah.
There's let's see, some interesting musician guest appearances. Richie Kotzen's on a couple tracks. Dave Navarro is on a track.
He's on Firestarter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Singer, of course, is on a couple tunes.
Who's on this one? Anybody of note?
I don't know. Let's see here.
See track 6.
Somebody, a gentleman named Thomas Rudd. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not sure who.
Paul Rudd is on vocals.
Paul Rudd was going to sing "Asshole,"
Right.
but I decided to not have
Paul
him do
Rudd
it.
should have sang "Asshole."
He was going to.
Here's another interesting co-writer for the song "Dog," written by Gene Simmons and Bag.
I think most of his songs were co-written by his bag.
Bag, of course, was the drummer in Richie Cunningham's band in Happy Days. So interesting that after all these years he made a reappearance.
Was that his name?
Yeah, the drummer, Bag.
I don't remember.
It was Richie, Potsy, Ralph, and Bag.
There's a song called Carnival of Souls.
Yes, there is.
Good.
Oh, Bag also has a co-writing credit on If I Had a Gun.
Okay. So I never heard this whole album. Nick, you had the single for the.
I did.
It was for this song, right? With Black Tongue, maybe was the.
I don't remember what else was on it, but it was the single, and I remember that the title was asterisked out or something like that,
Yeah.
which seems like a kind of a shooting yourself in the foot. I know Gene Simmons is a marketing genius, but seems like maybe not the best idea.
Right.
For mass appeal, and plus the album cover, that's not gonna get you mass appeal either.
Well, I mean, wasn't the whole idea like?
So,
Okay, here's all I
that's
remember.
the whole idea, but
But
let's face it, in the real world, he's kind of limiting his audience.
maybe, that's probably not a good thing to say. Never mind. I'll stop myself there. Okay. I remember some interview from that time where he said something like how this type of, the image that he's putting out here, like he's, it's called Asshole. It's a bunch of women and cars and whatever, he's dressed in a nice suit that was gone from rock already in 2004 when this came out. And then he was bringing it back because the only people who were doing that were hip hop artists, and that
Could
it
be.
needed to come back to rock. So he was the savior of that image. But
Yeah, that didn't pan out either.
No.
apparently.
but in the promotion, whatever interview I saw him on, he's basically saying he's pushing it in that direction.
It's performance art,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, intentionally.
Okay. I mean, I get it, but
Hey, whatever. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
probably bullshit too. That was the follow-up album. Bullshit.
yeah.
Well, along those lines, if you're looking at the track order, the song right before Asshole is called Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So those two song titles segueing into each other is mildly amusing.
That's better than having Black Tongue before it.
Oh dear. Or dog.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, this is good. I think people when they see this come up in their podcast subscription will be very excited.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. What's more fun than analyzing a Gene Simmons solo track? Not much.
Well, it's ladies' night.
You were right. I'm looking at the cover.
There you
Figured it
go.
out. Hey, there's something on this cover that I've seen before and kind of wondered about. And I don't know, maybe Nick knows the answer.
I don't, and I think I go ahead.
Why is
maybe.
that one woman's face so big? On the far left. Like is there? Because the version
Is
I'm
it?
looking at's a little bit blurry.
Okay, it doesn't look.
Her face is
Big.
huge.
Maybe she's related
She
to
wearing
that
a
guy
mask?
who has the football picture in Bishop Knoll.
I had to cut his head out of another picture and glue it over the top of a picture.
Yeah,
from
just
1930 or something.
yeah. There's a picture that no one ever noticed that I was walking down the hallway in high school one time, and I'm like, why is that guy's head so big compared to everybody else's? It's hilarious.
Yeah. Trying to get a better quality picture, but whatever. There's something going on here with this.
She looks like she's an aged woman.
Maybe she's like the
I'm just saying,
caretaker of these.
she's the madam.
The madam,
The
if
madam.
you will.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on.
Like Tits Hemingway and Harold and Kumar Escape from
Exactly.
Guantanamo Bay. Another reference to that movie, much needed
Yeah.
on the show and in the world in general.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to worry about this big-faced lady.
Yeah, it doesn't look that shockingly big to me. I don't know what you're noticing here, but
You know, they say big-faced woman ain't got no soul, but that's another story.
Okay. Well, you know who does have a soul?
Our sponsors.
Our sponsors, that's right. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Pot of Thunder. Good stuff, good stuff.
So good.
Sponsoring the asshole episode.
Oh, man, oh man. If that was the same sponsor from last week, they really
Yeah, 2 in a
The
row.
jackpot. Whatever their stocks are, I'm buying it.
They really
recommend everybody else do the same.
They're really involved with some objectionable material.
Roller
here.
coaster ride has begun for them.
All right, guys. Well, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Track 6 of 13. Here it comes. My God, that's jarring. Let me turn that down.
Yeah,
They really
damn,
pumped
dude.
that up.
That's a hot asshole.
It is.
Serving
It
up.
is. My goodness.
A post Taco Bell asshole.
Maybe that was the sponsor.
And the other day, I
Flaming hot Cheetos. is a sponsor.
was gonna say,
Yeah, put some blue cheese dressing on that a little bit, Andy. It's a little too hot.
cool it off. Yesterday, I had what was it called? Nashville hot chicken strips from KFC.
Oh fuck.
That was my
Was it really
equivalent
hot?
of when Nikki Sixx finally had enough and straightened himself out. I think that was my equivalent
you,
to that.
you were watching yourself from above,
Yeah.
eating Nashville hot chicken
Yeah.
strips.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. I could just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I don't have to eat this. Yeah. Ugh.
They were terrible, huh?
Maybe they're enjoyable flavor for a bite. I didn't need a 5-piece.
Just too hot or what?
Just disgusting. I don't
Is
know.
that the flavor wasn't there?
It's just shit food. Just made me feel
Well,
terrible.
I know,
As-
but you
just
know this. Why do you keep going there?
It was a thing. It was a whole thing. Long story. Convenience
Of course,
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so I don't know about late 90s, but early 2000s. Not new metal, but sort of like the pop rock that was
Like
out
that
at the
band
time.
Lit.
I just looked it
Yeah.
up. I couldn't think of who it was. That my own worst enemy
It's
song.
like a play
Yes.
off of that song.
It
right?
really has that same vibe to it. Yep,
Oh, that was My Own Worst Enemy. Was that what that was called?
I
Yep.
think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just I don't know, from the title and the vibe on the cover, it's definitely lighter and more upbeat than you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's a little different than what
It's-
you might expect by the title.
Yeah.
But
The album has a little bit of the spirit of his or maybe more than a little bit, his 78 solo album, where you've got a million guest stars.
Oh, in that respect, yeah.
and
right.
and it's somewhat eclectic.
And it's bad. He stayed consistent. A lot of guest stars. Bad. Yeah.
They had a chalkboard. They had we got to check these boxes.
The fans want me to recreate the 78 solo.
Well, it's like
album. How
Ace-
do we do it?
When Ace did, what was it, Anomaly? He said, "I'm trying to get into the spirit of my 78 solo album." I think Gene did something similar here.
Yeah, he did.
well, I would say at least, and I'm assuming the rest of it is similar. It's very contemporary sounding for 2004. So give them that. Like you said, it's taking cues from Lit, which I don't know. I don't know how advisable that is, but then
Well.
again, they have one more massive hit single than I do, so what do I know?
Sure.
You think that you're so cool, that you're nobody's fool.
All right. Well,
Can we just go home?
I was just gonna say, is that
Yeah,
the
he's just phoning it in at this point. It's pretty terrible, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That ultra compressed kind of clean guitar.
You know what that sounded like?
what's that?
It reminded me of something Everclear would put out.
Yeah. No,
Another band that was enormous at this
yeah,
point.
no,
So.
you're right about that, and that is definitely not something you want to aspire to. Yeah, the vocal is really just uninspired and lame, isn't it?
So far, yeah.
But you got a personality, yeah, just like a bucket full of
Bucket full of
gotta-
pee. Did he really say that?
That's got to be the one, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's actually pretty amusing. I can't bash it too much.
Personality of a bucket full of pee.
Can't bash it.
I don't know.
The rest of the verse, yeah, completely uninspired, but bucket full of pee, pretty funny.
I'm kind of on the fence about it. It just seems odd. like he's the wrong guy to do this.
Maybe
to say bucket full
maybe,
of pee.
but the content, the line itself,
Mm-hmm.
pretty funny. You got to admit that's
Well, yeah, it's amusing. But,
amusing.
you know,
Is yeah.
I don't know. See, the thing I get hung up on, and I'll reference another song that has the same thing. The word pee is it is. We've used it ourselves. I think I'm going pee. There's white pea and other salty considerations. The word pee just seems to have come up, repeatedly. Pun intended, repeatedly. But when you hear the word pee is such a feminine way to describe it. It's more masculine. It would seems to me would be to use the word piss.
Yeah, that would be more masculine. I think pee is very childish.
Childish and feminine. The other one I'm going to reference is Iggy Pop's vocal on Slash's first solo album on We're All Gonna Die. There's one part of the lyric where he goes, pee on the ground. Now, you're not rhyming the word pee with anything there, so why not say piss on the ground if you're a man, especially if you're Iggy Pop? The word pee is just off-putting there. It works with, I think I'm going pee.
Yeah,
And
well, I think
I'm partial to that because it's my own creation, but...
I think if you're going for childish comedy, it's a great choice.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear childish
That's what I'm saying.
comedy.
That's not what you're looking
Especially
for.
not from Iggy Pop.
Exactly right. But if that's what your intention was, sure, but it's not the right... Again, not the right guy for it.
Right.
Not the right place.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like you said, it's childish. It's a feminine way to put it. And when you got Mr. Ultra Male Gene Simmons saying it, it's kind of off-putting.
I'm saying if I'm the producer, the only thing I'm signing off on so far is the line, "You've got a personality like a bucket full of pee."
That's it.
Yeah, build off that. Rewrite the rest.
Musically, not really a fan of what's
No,
going
it's
on so
terrible.
far. The rest of the lyrics, unless this is a thing where the first few lines are so, I guess I'll use the word stock and uninspired, like Chris said, that it's on purpose for an effect when you get to this.
Build up to something.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm on board with the lyrics so far, if that's the case.
Oh, we're going to soon find out.
How does it feel to be a real asshole? You're such a creep. You look like a sheep. Asshole.
What was that line?
You're such a creep? Is that what it was? And you look like a
sheep. You're such a creep, you look like a sheep. And then he went, "Mah."
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear. I missed that.
Let's
roll it back.
Roll her back
Yeah.
here.
To be a real asshole. You're such a creep. You look like a sheep. Asshole.
You guys didn't like that?
No.
You both shook your heads at the same time.
Yeah, it was easily missed, but I mean, it's not a bad chorus. It's somewhat catchy, but I don't know. It's weird how upbeat a song this is given the song title. I don't know. It's not bad. I didn't mind the chorus. It's definitely better than the verses. At least he's, putting something behind it. It's just not monotone mumbling into the microphone.
You know you've got no shame, and you've got such a stupid name. And one day you'll finally shut your trap.
What's it going to be, guys?
You're like a bag full of...
I hope so.
'Cause you are the cream of the crap. How does it
Cream of the crap.
Yeah.
I get it. I see what he did there. Good one. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. It's gotten better for me. That first verse with the super compressed clean guitar was really terrible, but I think it picked up with the chorus. Chorus is pretty good. Mildly amusing, so far. It's getting better.
feel to be a real asshole?
I do enjoy the extra oomph he gives the H in the middle of the word. Yeah, he really enunciates that part of it.
Yeah. That's a Gene thing, right? Like if you go back, there's like the hot
That's true.
asshole.
You're such a creep. You look like a sheep. Asshole. 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 You're such an asshole. You always look like an idiot. This may be news for you. You are the king of all stupidness. Maybe I'm an asshole too.
I didn't like that.
No?
No, I didn't
The
like
king
the
of all
Beatles.
stupidness.
Well, that was bad, but I didn't like the Beatle vocal at the end when the music
No.
dropped out.
Didn't do it for you.
Yeah.
But- You guys go ahead.
I'm trying to get a read on what the perspective is of the song. Is it him kind of talking about critics of his? Is like he's kind of coming from that perspective, like he's mocking his own critics, maybe? Or is this just? I mean, I get it. He didn't even write it, but the delivery, what is he accomplishing?
It's weird because it doesn't match anything that he says in promoting the album, because it's like, I'm just, I'm owning what everyone says about me, right?
Yeah.
But like nothing in the song is that.
Unless it's,
Like it's
right. He's lashing out at
someone else, right?
basically.
okay. Because I'm still kind of getting the feeling he's mocking his own critics.
So he's saying it to them, or like they're saying it to him?
It's like what they would say to him, but it's because it's like before we had celebrities reading mean tweets about them. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Okay. Well, he's not owning it. If he was owning it, he should have owned it. But I know he didn't write the song, but
Right, but he
could've
chose to perform the
Yeah.
song and name his album after the song.
he could have just changed the lyrics to make it first person. That would be enough.
Could have, yes.
That would have, he would have owned it there.
Yeah, it's just, like saying Shania Twain was going to do that one song. It's a lie, and that's it.
Maybe I'm an asshole too. Just like you. You're such an asshole. How does it feel?
Paul Rudd on the lead guitar.
Cool solo. I mean, a little overbending at times, but I'm being nitpicky.
Well, and it definitely, I don't know if it's the digital file or whatever it is, but it definitely has that loud brick wall mastering, very fatiguing listen. It's not a good sounding production.
Whoever this guy is who wrote it, this Frank character, says he played drums, bass, rhythm, guitars, and percussion on this song. So it's basically like this, whoever this guy is,
Yeah, who is
his
this
solo
guy?
cut.
Who is this fucking guy who warrants having this material, be the title track of a Gene Simmons solo album?
Yeah, but
Who
it's
is this clown?
and it looks like that's all he did on the whole album. He's a Norwegian songwriter. I have no idea how this would have gotten on Gene's plate because I don't see anything.
Yeah, who is this guy?
And I see a picture of him. Norwegian songwriter from blah, blah, blah. Played in bands Weed, Revolver, and Tostrup. I'm not even going to try to say that stupid name in whatever dumb language he speaks.
Lashing out.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool to be a guy who's not a well-known entity, and then have someone like Gene Simmons somehow get a hold of your song and name his album after it and cover it, and have you perform on it.
I'm assuming this is the answer to all of our questions. There's a band called Shirley's Temple, which I'm assuming was his band. And 2002, Capitol Records put out the single Asshole by Shirley's Temple.
Oh, okay. So it's
just a straight up cover. And
Yeah.
then, yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is this a Capitol Records thing? I don't know.
No, it's Sanctuary Records, it looks like. Yeah.
Okay.
Produced by Gene Simmons, of course, which is a recipe for disaster. But
All right. Let's keep going.
he's not really if that's it is what he's doing, where he's mocking his detractors. I was just thinking about it. He doesn't really go for like some of the really low down things that people say about him on a regular basis.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's because some other guy wrote it a couple years before.
Yeah.
Without Gene Simmons being on his radar at all.
Do you think he's ever been called a bucket full of pee?
Probably. That's being kind, probably, compared to other things that have been said about him.
How does it feel to be real, asshole? You're such a creep. You look like a sheep, asshole. You're such an asshole. Maybe I'm an asshole too. Maybe I'm an asshole too.
Was that from the end of Mr. Brownstone?
yeah, exactly. I really hate that fucking bah after you look like a sheep. I hate that. Dumb.
It was a little much the first time, but it probably could have gone without being included in the other choruses. Just the first one.
Or do it like in the third one, just randomly.
Yeah.
Just in one of them.
But to everyone, terrible.
Yeah.
It just destroys the song for me.
That's what ruined it.
Well, I'll go ahead and vote then. I'm kicking it in the crotch.
Oh.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch.
I definitely hated the first verse with that monotone singing and the that ultra compressed clean guitar, which sounded like shit to me. But after that, it got better. I enjoyed the chorus. It's catchy, and who doesn't like to hear someone saying asshole into the mic repeatedly? I definitely do. But that baaing after saying you look like a sheep every time, just absolutely terrible. Destroyed the song for me. Horrible.
That's a line that it would have been, and complete with the noise effect, afterwards, it would have worked in maybe one of the choruses, and then something that rhymed with it could have been in the others.
But what is you look like a sheep?
Yeah, that I
what
don't.
does that mean?
I don't really know unless people have.
They should have
accused him.
reversed it and said, "You're such a sheep,"
You look
meaning you're like a follower of people. You don't do anything on your own, and you look like a creep. It would have been, a better way to do it. But he's producing himself. Nobody's going to tell him.
Let's take out
different
the Bob.
ways to do it. Right, exactly. So, but yeah, I really hated that. That killed the whole song for me.
Could have rhymed other stuff.
Terrible.
The word cheap rhymes there. You could have totally put that in there.
That would be good. Nick, you want to vote?
Yeah. You know what? It's straddling the fence, and I'll give it a slight sweet surrender.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
As Chris mentioned before, the chorus is nice and catchy. This isn't really a style of hard rock that I gravitated toward, and I still don't.
Yeah.
But, it's a good representation or whatever, reasonable facsimile of that style of music. It was never going to catch on, though, I don't think.
That style of music or this?
No, this particular song. And it's got, I have to say, the bucket full of pea line. I find it very amusing, very funny. I have considering how the rest of the song is, if it was a song that was taking itself completely seriously the whole time, it would be like, why is that in there?
Yeah.
But it's kind of the moment where it set the tone of what you're going to be getting the rest of the song,
That's true.
where it's kind of silly.
Right.
So I think there's something to it. It's not just like a dumb, stupid song. It's not a song that I really, really like that much, but there's enough entertainment value. And it played well. Just, not really my thing, but just enough entertainment value that I gave it ever so slight sweet surrender.
Why do you say it didn't catch on, so looking back,
Well, I
of
just
course
think,
you're correct, but why do you think it didn't have a chance of catching on?
I just think when you go with a title like that, it's rare. I can't think of any examples. I know there are some, but it's rare that you've got something.
Like that CeeLo Green song?
Yeah, okay. But even that's censored,
Yeah.
and you never hear the real version.
Yeah.
You hear Forget You.
Yeah.
What would Gene do here? I don't know. There's really nothing.
There's no other hole.
I mean, even if you went with a medical term, it's still repulsive to listen to.
I was gonna say you couldn't go with butthole either.
No, you can't. Rectum would not have worked for the song title.
Anus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just. It's kind of, and I know nothing about anything, but to me, from my perception, I think it's a bit of a shooting yourself in the foot if you want it to really take off in a pop way.
Yeah.
It
was bold though.
It's bold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Entertaining.
All right.
And Gene, he's still to this very day, his voice is held up pretty nicely. So there is that.
Yeah. Well, oh man, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
It's a tough one.
I'm kicking it.
Yeah.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch.
I like the decision. Like I said, it's bold. I get what he was going for. Somehow this got on his desk and he said, not only do I like this, not only am I going to cover it, but I'm going to commandeer it and make it my whole album. And what I'm going to do for this entire year is going to be promoting this.
Yeah.
So I respect that, but I don't know. I think the verses are terrible. I understand. I'm guessing. I haven't heard the original, but I'm guessing it's just supposed to be sort of like a tongue-in-cheek, stupid song. Like, I don't think it was supposed to have a lot of meaning and
Well, no.
a lot of
course
thought
not.
behind it. I think the fact that the lyrics are cool, fool, cheap, like all these things you've heard a million times where you're like, oh my God, is this the first time you ever tried to rhyme something? I think that's intentional,
I think so.
and it's supposed to be kind of stupid that way, but still kicking it. I don't know. I like the chorus, though.
Yeah, it's not one of the better songs on the album.
No?
If I remember. Well, it's probably middle of the road. It's not one of them that I went and listened to over and over. There were a few, but
Was that other one called Dog Wiener? Just titles of these songs.
yeah, that was the second single. He was going to do that one on the Grammys.
It was really good, yeah. Who else was hot at the time? Kelly Clarkson was going to do it, and then something happened.
Dog Wiener, of course, was the co-write with Bob Dylan.
So what was this, 04?
Yeah.
See, who was hot at the time? Yeah, Kelly Clarkson. Probably Clay Aiken was
Clay Aiken.
was in the running.
Andy's look-alike.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Better than being compared to Ruben Studdard, I suppose. But,
Well, at least he had some sex appeal to him.
well, Aiken did with a certain demographic.
I don't even think they were into him.
I don't know. The Claymates, weren't they? Was that the name of
That's
his?
just, they
oh
just
boy.
made that up for TV. There's no one who was sexually interested in Clay Aiken of any gender or sexual preference.
I don't
Maybe
know,
they'd
man.
hang out with Clay Aiken.
That's as bold a statement as this song.
That rendition of Solitaire he did on American Idol, was that a Neil Diamond song? or-
Solitary Man?
No, Solitaire.
I don't know. I know he did Solitary
Did he do
Man.
Bridge Over Troubled Water too?
Oh, I don't
Brought the
know.
house down, I
Did
think.
he really?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
a tough one to sing. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not knocking his ability as a singer. I'm just saying, no one's trying to get his dog wiener out. All right. Well, if you want to see Clay Aiken's wiener,
Then
we're sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
Came to the wrong place.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I guess Solitaire is a Clay Aiken original. I
be
just
damned.
remember him singing that on American Idol and be like, okay, this guy's got some legit talent.
I wonder if that's one that was that when he like returned and did an original.
It's possible. I don't remember. But, yeah.
Yeah, there's no question that he could sing.
Andy just wants to be compared
To
to
someone more masculine.
John Stamos or something.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing: if you're gonna tell someone they look like
Jim
someone,
Gillette, maybe.
sure. This doesn't just apply to me, but just in general. When you hear other people saying it, and you're the third party there. If you're gonna tell someone they look like someone, think about what you're saying before you
Well, I
say
get
it.
it. You're talking to someone who's been compared to fucking Wolfman Jack.
There you
That's
go.
not a good.
But there's sex appeal there.
But
the
maybe
Wolf-
that's not what you
The,
want.
the Wolfman didn't have some.
he-
The ladies weren't clamoring a little bit for him.
Well, I
Wild man
think
like
I
that?
think ladies are going to clamor for anybody who's famous. I
Well,
think,
maybe.
that definitely helps somebody in the attractiveness
Yeah.
area.
Right, but if you're making fun of your friend, okay, fine. But if you're a stranger saying it to someone,
Oh yeah,
you might get your ass. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying you might get your ass kicked if you compare someone to the wrong person.
I remember I made a flyer for a band that I played with for a couple of shows with some of my friends. Mm-hmm. And I made a flyer for a show, and I found someone who looked like each of us. There was like 4 or 5 of us in the band. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think I looked like this guy, but our buddy Mondo always said this. He always said I look like Chris Klein.
From American Pie.
Yeah, which I don't think I do, but so I had him on there. Our Tom Codel was in it. I had, of course, Freddie Prinze Jr. Tom Codel's lookalike.
Yeah.
So, but it was not. It was not well received by the other.
Well, so those are both pretty flattering. Did you pick
yeah.
ugly ass guys or weirdos?
Well, like
for the
Owen
other-
Wilson was one of them,
Okay.
which is not he's not ugly, but one of the guy from the Backstreet Boys who had the goatee. He was one of them.
Okay.
And I forget who else.
right.
Oh, it was Fred Savage.
Right. So
Yeah, not a lady killer.
I'm just going to drop a little bit of advice here. If you're going to compare a stranger or a coworker or someone who's not your friend who you're teasing, if you're going to say you look like someone, pick someone who's hotter than them.
Yes.
Like, pick that. Don't pick an uglier version of your friend.
No.
Pick a better looking version of your friend.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
No, I
and
get it.
these were my friends, and most of them
Well,
did
not anymore, Nick.
Most of them aren't anymore.
Other than Tom.
So
You gave
did-
him Freddie Prinze Jr. He's still your friend. See what happened there? There's some truth to my theory
I guess
here.
so.
Yeah. All right.
That is an important lesson. I hope people are paying attention to that. That's very, very valid, very accurate.
Yeah. Just spit out whatever comes to your mind. You look like this ugly person.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. I have to say it because I thought it. You have to say everything you think.
Well,
all
you're
the
right.
time.
You're absolutely right about everything you've said.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guess what time it is? Do you know? Do you know?
Yards of questions.
Motherfucker, I give them. Swing away.
Yes, Chief.
Yeah, you could safely tell somebody they look like Jim Brown. You wouldn't run into any trouble with that, I don't think.
Nobody would be mad about that.
Probably told my Uncle Leo that, I think, in the past. He did.
He did.
Kind of looked like him.
Same chin for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Got some good ones. People have been submitting a lot of Yardzo questions here, so I'm just going through a couple.
Good.
Interesting.
No
interesting.
Caruzos allowed, by the way. Enough of that.
Poor Mike. Getting dragged down by his brother Bob.
Well, you know, it can happen. If your brother's a dickhead, this could happen.
Oh, dear. Sibling rivalry heating up.
So many good ones. I'm going to pick this one. Okay. All right, this is fun. This Yardo Questions comes to us from Wes Nations.
Hello, Wes.
What the hell?
What the hell have you done?
I don't know. I make sticky computer. I'm just going to throw it in the garbage. Question 1.
No intro
Nothing.
commentary?
Just right into business.
I like that.
Wes doesn't mess around.
Yep. Question 1. The year is 1988. You take a business trip out to L.A. There, you run into one Diamond David Lee Roth. He likes you and invites you to a party at his Hollywood pad where tons of rockers / playmates / celebs will be. Who are you most interested in mingling with? And who do you hope doesn't show?
Oh, wow.
1988.
Yeah.
The year factors into it.
Yep.
I'm thinking, okay, for some reason, I'm thinking about people who are no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
If you have this opportunity. See, I wouldn't want to mingle with this person, but I wouldn't necessarily want them not to show up either. I know that's neither option.
Yeah, you're giving a third option.
I am kind of giving a third option of perhaps I would just like to see. Well, yeah, I wouldn't mingle with this person,
Okay.
but I would be in the orbit of this person, kind of witnessing them at this party.
You'd like to be the fly on the wall.
I guess so.
Okay.
Sam Kinison would be one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
that's a
thinking.
good
I'm
one.
thinking that year, you know, the big celebs at that point. You'd have Kinison there.
Sure, yeah. No,
and
that's a
and,
good
and
one.
he would absolutely be up to something.
Yeah, yes.
Who would I not want to show up? Who do I think is going to ruin my evening?
Yeah.
That's a good question. 88. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that part. I don't know if you guys have anything for the other, for your answer. I'm trying to think of who from that time period would I not want to see.
I've got a good one. It was actually, already mentioned, but who would I not want to show up there? One Fred Savage. Wouldn't be interested in seeing him at all. 1988 was when the Young Wonder Years debuted.
Okay.
So
oh, wow. He was a young man.
He was active. Wouldn't want him there for a number of reasons. One is he's a kid. Nobody needs that. And two, he's Fred Savage. Who nobody wants him around.
Fair.
It's just as simple as that. I'd say, given that Kinnison's a great one, and I would just say the Guns N' Roses guys, if they showed up there at a Roth party, that would have been right when Appetite was going through the roof. The Decadence would have been off the chain at that in that situation. So, any or all of the Guns N' Roses guys, with Adler in the lineup, I would have enjoyed crossing paths with them back in the day.
Did you think of someone you don't want there? Who would annoy you?
Billie Jean King. What was she doing in the late 80s?
She would not be at a David Lee Roth party, I don't think.
You never know. She might be protesting outside of it. Who
Maybe
knows?
Bobby Riggs could have showed up.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll just think of somebody that I'm not a fan of from that time period. I was never a fan of the Eurythmics, so I'd say I'd prefer Annie Lennox not show up at this party.
Okay.
Just because I was never a fan musically or the presentation of that band.
That's fair.
Nothing personal.
Question 2. What do you think of the term corporate rock, and what bands do you think qualify?
Well, we've talked about this a bit before, but generally that's the moniker that was dropped on the bands, starting with Boston, I believe, in the mid-'70s, and then it, went on to encapsulate the likes of Styx, REO Speedwagon, Journey, those type of bands.
Now, okay, why is it called corporate rock? I could see if it's a band that's notorious for making a ton of money off of corporate gigs, like a corporation will hire you.
Like the Black Keys?
Is that their big thing?
That's kind of over with, I think, now, but all their music was in commercials for a while.
Yeah, okay, like that, yeah.
Right, but also,
or private,
getting hired at private events.
That I'm sure.
Which I'm sure they do.
Now you're talking Boston. That's, I'm assuming, before any of that sort of thing was going on. Was it corporate rock just because it was engineered to be the most common? No offense, but common denominator, like palatable sort of stuff, like not a whole lot of edge to it. Is that what we're talking about?
The way I interpreted it is that it was just like, music that was just consciously written to be popular.
Okay.
And became hugely popular. And again, like you sort of alluded to just then, I think it was a name created by critics to bash the fans of these people.
Yeah.
Like these, one of the words you see get bandied about corporate rock bands is that they were cynical. Like they were writing these songs simply to take advantage of like the masses out there who would flock to it and buy it. And it's like
taking advantage of the dullards who don't know any better.
But where does that come from? It's like I don't get the impression that like REO or Journey didn't enjoy performing these songs or didn't legitimately write these songs from an honest place. I mean, not everybody is subversive. Some people like to write pop hits. They like money. They like seeing women out in the audience.
Yeah.
So I don't get that whole. to me, it's a classic case of projection.
I was
I mean,
gonna
who's
just
more
say-
cynical than a fucking bitter critic who couldn't make it in music because they didn't have the talent or the luck or the work ethic, and they're just projecting that onto wildly successful bands out there.
But who's to say that these bands aren't being true to their
Nobody can
to
say that.
themselves and to their vision of what they
based
want
on,
to
it's a
create.
critique based
Yeah.
on nothing.
I mean, unless an artist actually explicitly says that in an interview.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of our music, but it's
And
just
I
what,
hate the people who like this music.
it's just what
so
sells.
I'm writing music to funnel, siphon money out of their pockets because I hate them.
Who's
It's
to
like that's, I mean, how ridiculous is
I
that?
kind of like that as an approach to a
Well,
band, though.
it would be funny if,
Yeah.
if somebody actually was like that, but nobody's like
But
that.
who's to say that when these guys picked up their instrument the first time, that wasn't exactly their goal?
Anybody?
I mean, it could be your goal to be a punk rocker, totally subversive, whatever. But what if your goal was, I want to make songs that as many people as possible will like?
What did a whole generation of musicians point to as the turning point in their lives? The Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They weren't playing fucking Mothers of Invention type music, okay? That was straight up pop music that the girls were going crazy for. That's what everybody wanted to do.
Yeah.
Wanted to play catchy songs that girls would go crazy for. That's pretty much what corporate rock became. I mean, and also you're affiliated with a major label is another slam on these bands. Every fucking influential band that anybody's ever listened to is on a major label.
Right.
I mean, it's just so stupid. I don't know. Some dickhead critic came up with that, and it caught on.
I to answer the first part of the question, I don't care for the term. I don't think
it's a meaningless.
if someone
term.
would have to explain it to me, like whoever came up with it would really have to do some convincing for me to get it and accept
and
it.
they won't because they don't have anything to stand on.
Because I don't care for that term. I could see it if you want to call it commercial rock, which rock and roll is very commercial anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of redundant.
It's also known as arena rock because it fills arenas not only with people, but the songs are big and gets a whole arena full of people behind them.
I don't know if this is accurate or not, but whenever I've heard that term, corporate rock, I've always thought it meant like rock music that doesn't have, whether it's literal or just an image, that doesn't have an edge. Like it's not, they don't have like a Guns N' Roses edge or something. Like they're not party guys. It's just like, dude, they're successful and a lot of people are into them, but they don't have like a wild side that you see. So you have to say, oh, well, they're like,
just
they're
very,
for dentists.
like
to
very
listen to.
very polished, I guess.
Yeah, but like they're not wild men on or off stage. Like it's just normal people.
Who cares?
I don't care.
I'm just saying, but if you're hung up on that, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I don't like this band. None of them have died yet.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, and then when the critics they get a band that's legitimately got an edge and is dangerous, they bash them for that, saying they lack substance. It's just, you can't win with these assholes because they failed and they're bitter about people who've succeeded and they lash out at them for a living.
Is there a bucket full of pee?
They are a bucket full of pee.
They're a bucket full of pee, and you know what else they are?
What?
He's a bedroom dickhead.
Bedroom dickhead. Question 3. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. In a different reality, the Pam and Tommy tape never existed. But
They made an album? Never mind.
you have to replace those two with a different rocker / actress Who do you choose? For example, Jack Russell and Ann Ramsey. Thanks, guys. Hashtag seafood omelet.
Oh my.
Thank you, Wes.
Who's Ann Ramsey? I'm not familiar with that person.
I don't know.
I was
That
hoping
that it
Nick would
matters
know.
to anything.
we were all nodding our heads like, her.
Ah, yes.
Her.
Ann Ramsey.
Let's see here. I'm looking her up
She's
right now.
she's the lady from the Goonies.
She's Throw Mama from the Train.
Throw Mama.
Oh,
from the train.
okay. That's
And who was
pretty
he pairing
funny.
her with?
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
How are we going to top that
Yeah,
combination?
he kind of nailed it right there.
I mean, she's got a little bit of large Marge going on,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to go that route.
She might be the lady from Gene Simmons' album cover. No. Big face.
So who?
Who
What?
would-
What other?
basically, who would we want to see in a sex tape that involves a rocker and an actress? Was that the?
That's what he said, yeah.
Rocker and an actress.
So it's, I don't know.
Does it have to be a real relationship that happened?
I'm gonna say no.
Like Jack
I'm gonna say
Russell?
just pick two people.
It's two people you'd be intrigued to be watching have sex. I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Let me think back. Well,
Sam
Dare-
Kinison?
well.
Hey, if it existed.
I'm gonna basically do the equivalent of spending your money, Nick. But would you like to see anybody paired up with Marky Post in that situation, or would that sully
Richard
it?
Mole.
just a straight up night court.
At a night
What-
court
what-
rap party?
From the episode where he had the hair,
Yeah.
and all the ladies were going crazy for him.
That's Nick's answer.
It's illogical.
Well, he's not necessarily a rocker, but that's fine.
He was a rock star in that
You can
episode.
take some liberties.
Mel Torme was on that show.
There you go.
He was on that show?
Oh, yeah.
Like a regular? Or just
Nah, not a
5-6
regular, but
times, right?
yeah, because he was Harry
Harry
Anderson's character had a picture of him in his office.
He came up quite often.
Yeah,
It was Harry Anderson's. What was his name? Harry Stone.
Harry Stone. Yeah.
Judge Harry Stone's favorite singer.
Interesting. I didn't watch a lot of that show. I understand why Nick did, obviously, but
A lot of good characters.
yeah,
It was
John
on.
Larroquette was a quality
Oh,
comedian, comedic actor.
It was in syndication, and it was on every night when our
Yeah.
parents would start going to bed, and they would turn it on and then turn the TV on in their bedroom
Yeah.
and follow the night court from one room to the other.
And just Marky Post just died, and Charles Robinson just died.
Devastating.
Two great characters from that show. And well, Harry Anderson just a couple years ago.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah,
First
Did not
one
know
gone.
that.
Yeah, a few years ago actually.
Interesting. Wow.
I think that's it. Larroquette,
Time marches on.
Larroquette's still around. Richard Mole still around. Not sure who else, but
Yeah, Charles Robinson died
just like
last summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna stick with that theme, and I'm gonna throw a bone to our good friend Tommy Lombardozzi, who has intimated to me in private messages his affinity for this actress, one Mary Lou Henner from Taxi. And I would, in keeping with the intercaste relationship, that's not who you think I was going to say. I'm not going to say Danny DeVito.
No, I'm. Well, I don't want. I'll say if I had it right.
Jeff Conaway.
I was gonna say Jeff Conaway.
Just
Also,
bec-
no
just-
longer with us.
Right, but just because Conaway would be just blasted on some sort of hardcore drug, and it would just make for a
Oh,
really
right.
volatile situation.
Because he was on one of those.
He was on
rehabs.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
And he succumbed to that disease, which is, obviously unfortunate, but, at the height of his popularity, I would say and see those two pairing up, there would be a lot of decadence depicted on the screen.
Now I've heard
Probably
that
play some California baseball with each other.
I've heard Mary Lou Henner has, I don't know what it's called technically, but it's like a total recall kind of a thing where if you ask her August 11th, 1983,
I've heard that too,
what did you
yeah.
have for breakfast?
Savant of some
Some
sort.
sort of savant, and she could tell you exactly.
That's weird as hell.
This would probably be an experience that she'd rather forget.
But she would remember because
she
she
would-
can't not remember.
She can't not remember
She could
this.
tell you how many hairs were on his balls.
I had something, but I can't follow that. I don't think.
Sorry. I'm trying to think, just out of curiosity, what are the celebrity sex tapes?
Wasn't there a Paris Hilton one out there?
Yeah.
China, the wrestler.
Well, isn't that why the Kardashians are famous?
Yes.
Wasn't there something?
Was there anything like earlier? I mean, those were, what was before the
Well,
Pam and Tommy thing?
Billy Barty have one?
Now I remember. I remember there reading about a scandal with Rob Lowe
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was yes.
that
yes,
his
that's a
career
good one.
kind of hit a road bump.
So he was one of the.
the OGs
OGs.
of sex tapes.
Okay.
So what would the Billy Barty joke about his height be in the title of his sex tape? You know, along the lines of short ribs and,
Yeah.
and barely visible above the defendant's table. What would possibly... Because you know that they couldn't resist a height
course.
pun in Billy Barty's sex tape.
Taller on my back.
King size mattress. I don't know.
Some tripod joke, maybe. Oh, what about Chuck Berry? Yeah.
I've heard of that one.
Is that real?
I've heard.
I think that's real.
I've heard about that one. I don't know if is that an urban legend or is that real?
No, I think that's real. Yeah. Telling her to smell his farts, basically.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
here's what this
going
says.
down on him, and he farted, and he said something like "smell it, bitch" or something like
Wow.
that. Really vile.
Hail, rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's what it says. Chuck Berry recorded videos of himself urinating on
Oh boy.
and engaging in coprophilia with women.
What is that
That's
exactly?
no good. It's no good. I've heard the term.
Sexual arousal and pleasure from feces.
Oh yeah,
No
that's
good.
No good. That-
Toilet stuff.
that's NG, no good.
This I don't like.
Thanks for clarifying what the letter stood for.
Back to Barty.
Uh-huh.
Though I just came up with something. It would be like he was known for the scene in which he was engaged in a standing 30 dive.
There you go.
It's not gonna get better than that.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. All right.
So Chuck Berry was the oldest one that you're
OG,
finding,
the real OG. I mean, he could probably go back in history throughout the 70s. Who knows what? But that's when it really started to become when camcorders were commonplace and people were
Yeah.
experimenting with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know there's in old Hollywood, of course, there were scandals about people doing stuff, but there was never, of course.
Any actual footage?
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
There was
Right.
nothing came out like that.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough. Fred Durst, he was in that.
What?
The Chuck Berry video?
He played the turd.
He directed it.
No, it says he had a video of him and an unknown woman having sex leaked onto
boy.
the internet by a repairman who had been repairing his computer. He later sued Gawker and 9 others for $70 million for publishing it.
No wonder he can make movies now.
That doesn't mean he got it.
Oh,
I could sue you for $70 million.
well, here it is. Settle out of court.
This could be devastating to my brand. Let's settle. Yeah. Of course, the Gene Simmons thing.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Vern Troyer.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Our generation's Billy Barty.
That's true.
How do these leaked sex tape? Come on.
Well, weren't there accusations that Vince Neil, it might not have been that accidentally
leaked.
He
was just trying to piggyback off of the Tommy Lee thing.
I mean, who knows? But
it's a conscious decision that you're going to release footage of yourself. Do not wear tighty whities, okay? That's a terrible decision.
Is that Gene Simmons or Vince Neil?
No, Vince Neil. Bouncing around on the mattress in tighty whities. Man, what a terrible visual.
Not a good look, huh?
If you're above the age of 2, there's no more wearing of tighty whities, okay? That's out.
That's the limit.
Terrible underwear form. Jesus.
That's why Fred Savage isn't allowed at Christmas party.
Like, you want one garment, it'll instantly make anybody look like an infant. It's fucking tighty whities. Get out of here with that. Seriously, if you're listening to this and you're over the age of 2 and you're still wearing tighty whities, stop it now. Go in a different direction immediately. Is your mom's not buying your underwear for you anymore? Do something about it.
Oh, goodness.
That settles it. All right, well, thank you to West Nations for your Yardo questions. And if you want to submit a Yardo questions, go to potofthunder.com, click that widget, and make it happen. Add some songs to the listener submission list, because next week it's Nick's turn.
Anything can happen.
Give him something good.
I'm gonna continue Andy's stipulation that if I get nothing good,
You'll have a fourth.
I think so.
You'll have one
And
in the hopper.
It might be the same fourth that Andy had today.
I'm okay with that, of course. Maybe we'll make a promise to look at the submissions from this week first. Not for the Bozo Pewter, but just for in advance. Maybe there's one that goes in the hopper from this week.
Oh, that someone has.
Yeah.
That's an interesting stipulation.
What is it?
We're going to look at anything that was submitted in the last week from the release of this episode till the recording of the next one.
You can tell that?
Yeah.
I didn't know
And
that.
see
Yeah.
what if there's something that maybe will.
And then Nick might put one of those in the hopper before we
I didn't know you could drill down like that.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yep. Alrighty. Well.
Never mind.
What, Nick? What?
No.
Go ahead. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Okay. Last chance?
No good.
No good. All right. We'll be back next week with more Pod of Thunder.
And I think I'm going
P.
No, I was gonna say because Chris said I didn't know you could drill down that far. I was gonna say that was on the Billy Barty tape, the back of the box.
Well, luckily
that the tape came in.
Luckily, I'm still recording.